Shalom to all my brothers and sisters. I get a lot of questions and statements, in my email or in my responses. One of the statements that I got and question is, first, the statement is, you Jews limit your God. You give limits to God. And also, the question gets raised, how can you possibly believe that God has limits? You are worshiping a limited God if you do not believe that God can be a man. This comes up so many times that I thought I'd make a brief video about this. And hopefully, if you're still learning, maybe you can understand this, and this will be understanding for you. And if you face these kinds of questions yourself, if you are knowledge in Tanakh and you already know these things, maybe this video will help you to answer their questions or statements to you. This will be brought up a lot. How could you limit God? How could you believe that God is with limits? And they'll say, how can you not believe that he could be a man? Can he be everything? And what I do is I reverse it. It's a reverse. In fact, you are limiting God by claiming that he can die. God cannot die. His name, YHWH, means the eternal. He was, he is, and he will be. If God is eternal, then he cannot die, or he is not the eternal. It's simple. God is all. God is all things. He is the trees. He is wind. He is ruach. He is spirit. He created every molecule, every single thing in nature, and everything in creation, past and present and future. He was, he is, and he will be. He is eternal. Therefore, in reality, now this is not in disrespect to the Christians or Messianics who may be watching or believing in this, but it is true, I must be truthful with you, that in fact it is you who are limiting God. And I don't mean this to demean you if you are Christian or Messianic, but I want you to think about this. If God is the eternal, which he is, the eternal cannot die. The eternal cannot become physical. He is the eternal. He is all things. He is spirit. He is beyond comprehension. In the Hebrew Scriptures, we find many examples where God, his presence, is too much to bear. Even just the backside of him to Moshe. Moshe couldn't take it. He fell to his face. His face glowed in the presence of Israel. It was too much for him. Now, Christians will take passages out of context and attribute it to the Trinity or that God can become a man, which are completely out of context and not understood at all. For example, 3 visitors come to visit Abraham. Well, these 3 visitors must be the Trinity, right? Wrong. It is not the Trinity that visits Abraham. It is 3 messengers from God. Now what they do is they conflate the visit by the presence of Elohim, not physically. God did not sit down and eat with them. Now they will literally say that the Trinity sat down with Abraham and ate with him. So God ate with Abraham. Do we realize how insane, and forgive me for using that word insane, okay? I'm not going to be politically correct in this video, because I'm not that kind of person. I'm going to tell like it is, okay? I'm not going to give you applesauce. I'm going to give you the apples. Take it or leave it. God does not sit down and eat a cheeseburger with Abraham. He does not sit down and order French fries and a soda with Abraham. This is ridiculous. It's blasphemous. It's so outrageous. So no, God is not physical. He is not a man. Numbers 23:19. And it's shocking because Christians and Messianics will wave it off. Oh, don't give me your Numbers 23:19. That's not what it's talking about. It's not the only place where God says, I am not physical. I am not a man. I will not come in among you. God is all. He is eternal. If he can become a man and die, he is not the eternal. Therefore, he is not God. The name of God says it all. YHWH. YHWH, our God. His name, his holy name, blessed be his name alone, has 3 root words within his name. Haya, he was. Hoeh, he is. Yihye, he will be. That means he is eternal. The eternal can no longer be eternal if he can die. Shalom.